And we're live.
All right, everybody, it's Dale Jr. for the Dale Jr. Download podcast. We got our guest, Ryan Blaney, here with Mike Davis. This is the Ask Junior Live portion of the show on YouTube, presented by Nationwide. Our partners at Nationwide are sponsoring this part of the show, so let's get right to it. We've probably got some great questions coming in. We decided to have Blaney, our guest, part of the Ask Junior Live, so let's see what's up.
All right, already the chat room is populating right now and a bunch of questions coming in. Kimberly H. hitting us up using hashtag AskJunior. What's the most memorable story you can share from when you two were neighbors?
Memorable.
One of my favorite nights was you came over for my Pocono win.
Oh, God, that was fun.
That
win.
was so cool, man.
Man,
You brought coolers over and everything. I got
Yeah.
back to the house and you already had like 2 giant coolers
Yeah.
ready to go, and I thought that was the coolest thing. You guys came and hung out. You and
Yeah.
Andy came over.
Yeah, the first win kind of thing, you're going to be late because you have media to do and all those obligations, victory lane and everything. So the driver always kind of ends up getting there late, and the team can kind of kickstart the party. And he lived right next door. And I'm thinking, hey, somebody did it for me. And I wasn't the only one that brought coolers and beer, but I was like, you got to bring coolers, you got to bring beer. The team is flying home, you're flying home. Nobody can do it. Nobody can set all this up. And so luckily, you got some other friends besides me, but several of us brought beer and coolers and all kinds of stuff over there. And so when he got home, it was just turn the key and we were on.
That was a fun night.
Party organizer Dale is pretty good, right? I mean, like he can throw one together pretty quick.
He can.
Yes, he can.
That was pretty neat.
We raised that night. It was so
We
fun.
did, man. That was fun. That was an awesome time. That was
only one
of
time.
my favorite
It was
moments.
only one first win.
All right, Heavy Huffman, have you ever played a practical joke on somebody at the racetrack or when your fellow drivers away from it, or have you had one pulled on you?
Practical joke.
At the track.
At the track? I say away from the track, too, man, as long as it's driver to driver.
I probably have. I just can't remember.
I can't think of any time you've done that at the track because, I mean, it's typically all business at the track. You're not sitting there messing around, I would think. But I'm trying to think, honestly, if you have or have one. I don't even remember one pulled on you.
Yeah.
What about you?
I don't know. Not a lot at the track. I mean, you kind of working or kind of all serious at the track. There was 2014, actually. I was driving trucks there for Brad, and so was Bubba Wallace, and we were on a rain delay at Dover. It rains all the time in Dover. So I got, all the tire guys, they stacked tires 4 high, and there was a porta-john right where he went, and they were stacked high in there, so I put like 5 tires high in front of the porta-john door and trapped him in. So that was pretty funny, but that was only under rain delay. Everything else is like
Now, there are people that do it. I mean, like, Henry Benfield is the most epic person ever to pull pranks, and I think we've talked about that on the podcast.
Yeah, the story that pops into my mind is Dad and Rusty Wallace were going back and forth, and Dad put sardines under the seat of Rusty's car, right on the floorboard on top of the tailpipes.
wow.
Yeah.
And so they were. That was apparently an extremely terrible experience for Rusty when he got in there and he had to practice the car. When practice starts, it starts. There's no, And so he got in there and ran a few laps and got that floorboard real hot and cooked them sardines, and it started stinking up that whole interior of the car, and it smelled like that the rest of the weekend.
That's like an intricate,
Ruthless
plan. That's good. He put thought into that.
Have you ever heard of Henry Benfield? So Henry
I've heard the
Benfield
name.
worked.
Oh, dude.
He worked for Junior Johnson, and he was awful, bad about pulling pranks and just getting people back. What was the one thing where the officials pissed him off?
At Phoenix, this was 2002. I was working with Jimmy Spencer. Henry was actually driving Jimmy's bus. And this was back before there was a tunnel at Phoenix, and so you had to cross the track at the back stretch to get into the infield. Mm-hmm. And they had locked it and closed it off right before practice, and Henry had gone to the store. They didn't let him in. So when you get stuck that morning, you're out there all day now. You can't get in. And so he went back to the store. He was really infamous for using X-Lax,
X-Lax.
chocolate X-Lax, and Visine, both of which produce the type of effect that X-Lax does. I mean, right?
So he
Visine,
knew-
and he'll put it in your food. So
he knew that eating Visine, like this is how
Yeah,
This is how bad
he's
this
the
guy-
researcher. He he blazed trails on this. So basically,
Blazed trails.
he went and he got these donuts and he dipped them, he melted the X-Lax chocolate down, put the donuts in it, made these really hot donuts, and then handed them out to all the security guards. And it was a cold day in Phoenix. It was in November, so they were just pounding them. I mean, boom, boom, boom. And then he had padlocked all of the porta-johns.
This is intricate,
He
dude.
except one in the infield, which he dipped the toilet paper in gasoline or doused it in gasoline. The one padlock. So
is true.
This was ruthless stuff that he
Yeah.
was doing. And then, of course, that was on a Saturday. On Sunday, there were all new security guards. None of them showed up the next day for the Cup race. And that was just a day in the life of Henry Benfield.
Oof.
He was doing that stuff a lot.
That's rough, man.
Right.
And it wasn't like the gates closed. Like
It wasn't their
It was
decision.
not their fault.
Right.
Like practice started. That's
That's
terrible.
bad.
I don't know what'd be worse, the Visine or X-Lax donuts or the gas covered toilet paper. I got a feeling the gas covered toilet paper would be way
Yeah.
worse than that.
Especially after.
well, I mean, once it's
Yeah,
I don't know.
because you've
I
already
don't
been
even
through
want to
the.
go into what that experience must be like, detailing like
Yeah, sorry.
how that must go.
That's all we talk about on our podcast. So
But if it's gas covered, then it's soaked. So you're going to be like,
Oh.
it's wet toilet paper. Damn it!
that's
Do
true.
Not
You,
use it.
you probably wouldn't
But
go to that extreme.
yeah,
you got to do something.
It's terrible.
we always did like around the shop, just messing with people. We would do the tie wrap around the drive shaft, get the big industrial tie wraps,
Yeah.
and go around. I did that to your car, I think.
You did. Yes, you did.
And,
I forgot about that.
And so it's like tick 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 tick,
Yeah.
tick, and you're like, what's
Yeah.
going on? Send it to the shop.
That's right.
And and when you had the old door handles, where you put your hand up under there and
Yeah.
pulled put
Greasing-
grease up
greasing
under
door
them.
handle.
Yeah.
So Amber's chiming in right now, and she says she wants to have confirmation. So it's not you that's locking Bubba in his bus?
Locking him in his butt.
Bub-
Yeah, supposedly Bubba's being...
Bubba had to come out of the hatch again in Daytona. His door locks on him somehow. And so he gets locked in his bathroom and has to escape out of the hatch.
So
And he did it again this week. Daytona, he did it again, and I guess
The door to his bathroom gets locked.
something happens to where he's locked in his bus and can't get out. I think either the main door to the bus or whatever.
Yeah, so he's got to go up through the hatch.
It happened last year in Daytona, I believe. It happened again this year.
That's pretty bad. He can't get out from the inside
Yeah.
of his main door.
I've had it happen.
His
It's him.
his door is messed up though. By the way,
Right.
Like it's hard to close, hard to open. Sometimes he
Yeah.
needs to fix it. But yeah, no, it's not me. That's mean. Like if I'm not gonna make you
That's
late
the
for
point of
practice
pranking.
of bailing out your emergency hats behind the toilet.
Was he late for practice or something?
No,
No, he just had to climb out again, the roof.
I would just
There's
love
a-
to be the person that's sitting there in the lot and seeing Bubba Wallace in his fire suit or whatever,
Yeah.
climbing out of
Yeah.
a hatch like an astronaut.
He had the roof hatch
I got you.
over the bathroom
Yeah.
to irrigate the bathroom.
I'm not that mean. I won't do that.
That would be such a great way to get somebody back. If you got wrecked by another driver, would be to lock them in their motorhome right as practice is starting, because that's like
Yeah.
a driver's worst fear is to
Missing
miss
practice.
practice.
Have you ever had dreams about missing practice?
Yes.
I have.
You know
all the time.
why? Because he has. He's been
Oh, yeah.
late.
I've been
Really?
late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been late for practice before. I got on the wrong plane once, or I missed the plane one time for a weekend, and that was terrible. But never missed practice. But yeah, that would be a good idea, locking them in.
Getting them back
That'd be
that
nice.
way. You,
I-
you can't go back on the racetrack and turn them around anymore.
Yeah.
So that'd be
Yeah.
a fun way to get them back.
Resort to the
Yeah.
motorhome lot. That's where that carries on.
Now we've had a few of these come in, so we have to ask it. Tim K wants to know, Blaney, did you ever get back on the free beer program after Martinsville?
Martinsville.
Oh, when Dale Jr.
Yeah, because obviously y'all drank
Oh, you
beer,
spun me out.
beer together.
You wrote me in the fence first.
Oh, let's
It's not the same.
Let's hash
Yeah.
this out.
yeah,
not
this
the
is
same.
perfect.
So what happened? So y'all got into y'all got in a little bit of a mess there.
We
right?
raced each other hard in 2017.
For a couple weeks there.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
Phoenix.
and Martinsville raced each other hard. And
I just thought we were having fun, man.
I didn't have any hard feelings about
I
it.
didn't either, but
Yeah.
I mean, especially when I got spun out, I was like, God, I'm behind. Like you get that feeling of I'm in the back now, but
Yeah.
I wasn't that mad about
Yeah.
it.
I didn't mean to turn you. I mean,
Oh, that's what
it
they all
wasn't like I'm gonna turn
Planned,
Dale.
yeah.
Like no, it's
It
like
turned me weird because you hit me in the right rear quarter panel.
yeah, because I was kind of outside and like
Yeah.
you moved up and it just happened
had a
to
little
like just kind of
fishtail.
come together and it was
Yeah. I didn't hear anything. It's all good.
it wasn't.
You don't have to
malicious or
say
nothing,
names
but-
here, Blaney, but is there people out there that if you turned them, you would not feel bad about it one bit? One bit. Just
yeah. I mean, yeah. There's some people that
you,
if you end up turning them
you
or
sleep.
on
You still
accident-
sleep well at night.
Yeah, I won't turn anybody on purpose, but like if an accident happens, I'd be like, well, he blocked or something like that.
Have you ever? Let's not even talk Cup. Let's go back to super late models, K&N, whatever. Had you
Yeah.
ever run over anybody?
Like on purpose.
On purpose.
Like I'm gonna spin you out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm going. You may be mad. I'm going to this corner and dumping you.
Not that I can remember.
Wow.
Really?
No, I haven't. No, I mean,
You're that much of a gentleman?
yeah. I mean, I haven't really. No,
That's surprising.
I haven't like wrecked
Yeah.
anybody.
Did you ever race against Ross Kenseth again after that
After he
that
sent you into
situation?
one,
Because
Caraway?
then you ended up with a
Yeah.
speeding ticket on
Yeah,
top of it.
a little bit. I just forgot about that thing. You move on. I move on fast, man. I
Yeah.
don't. I
Short
don't
memory.
Hold grudges or nothing like that. It's stuff happens on the racetrack. Most of the time, they're unintentional. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
you're mad at the time, but that person doesn't mean to screw you over. You know, it just happens.
Yeah.
So, you know. But what about you, Dale?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's like the Kool-Aid guy there. He's like, oh, yeah.
I mean, I've ran over a couple people,
Yeah.
and nothing you're proud of, but man, God, sometimes you just make terrible decisions.
Yeah.
You know?
It's hard in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, in the heat of the moment, you're
You
like,
know?
I'm gonna get you, and you do it, and you're, a couple weeks go by, and you're like, I didn't have to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Stephen Gibson chiming in. Ask Ryan, well, I'm asking you right now. Ryan, what concerts have you been thinking about going to this year? Any on your radar?
Yeah, there's a couple on my radar. I went to a couple shows back to back. Week before Daytona, I saw Jamie Johnson in Cherokee, North Carolina, at the Harris Casino and Resort up there, and it's very weird. Cherokee is a dry county, and then they have a massive Harris, which I thought was a little strange in the middle of the mountains. But he played up there, so that was cool to see him on Friday night. And then it was only about an hour drive to Asheville, where I saw a couple heavy metal bands play in Asheville. So I had two good shows back to back of different genres. But you ever heard of Coulter Wall?
No.
No?
Oh, yeah.
You know Coulter?
Yep.
He's a Canadian up from there, and he's a really great country singer.
Very Western.
Very Western, and he's playing in Athens, Georgia on our off weekend, so I might be going down to see him. So that one's on my radar currently.
That would be funny if you didn't invite Chase to Athens, Georgia.
Yeah, I already talked to him about it this weekend, but
He said no.
he said no, obviously. He said maybe, so that means no.
That means no.
Yeah.
He's waiting out to see if he's got better options.
That's right.
All right,
Yeah.
the greatest handle so far today, Grumpy Seamstress would like to know, Blaney, has Sturgill destroyed anything in the house yet?
Sturgill, my dog. No.
Great name
No.
for a dog, by the way.
Thank
named
you.
after Sturgill
Fabulous.
Simpson.
Sturgill Simpson, yeah.
Yes.
No, he hasn't. He has actually done pretty good at not chewing furniture or anything like that. And,
Got him
Impressive.
trained to go out and do his business.
He's off training right now, actually.
Oh.
but no, he did really good at the potty training stuff.
Yeah.
It's rough for like the first week,
Right. They don't know.
because they just don't know any better, right? So, but he's been really good. I dropped him off last week, and he's there at Andy's place for 3 weeks.
Nice.
So, I'm excited to get him back, man. I've lived by myself for a long time, and I liked it. And then I had a dog for a couple months, and I miss him.
Yeah,
Like,
once you do it and you check that box, it's hard to
Yeah.
you can't uncheck it. Like when we had a boxer killer, and when he passed away, I was like, I got to get another dog, man. This
Yeah.
house just ain't the same.
Mhm.
You get one right away.
Yeah, but no, he's been good. He's a good dog, so he's getting big.
All right, Imelda wants to know this from Dale. Tilly the Mule, it's like
Yeah,
pets and stuff. It's like the pet hour here on DJD. Tilly the Mule seems like a nice addition to your fam. What's the story behind you and Amy getting Tilly?
Tilly is this new donkey, big giant female donkey. Basically, I don't really know the whole story, but I'm thinking that where it was being boarded, wasn't an option anymore. And so those people knew that we had a place for it to be and a barn and all that. And with, I don't know, Amy's just really passionate about animals and said, hey, you mind if we take Tilly in? And we have a small miniature horse, very old miniature horse that's been on our property for a really long time. And Amy's like, man, maybe they'll like to be, she'll like some company. So Tilly's out there now. We've actually remodeled the barn a little bit to allow for Tilly to get in there and do what she needs to do and hang out when it's cold. But it's all Amy, man. Amy's big into, rescue and so forth and taking care of animals and it's what she wanted to do. So I'm all for it. I was pretty excited.
I love donkeys. Donkeys are cool. Hey,
it's a big.
donkeys are cool, man.
This thing is huge. Like
Really? Is he friendly?
It's a girl.
Her. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Is she friendly?
Yeah, real kind and gentle, but damn, it's big. You got to come see it, Mike.
I'll come see it.
I don't know that we can. I don't know if I can help you understand how giant this donkey is.
Field trip to go see a donkey.
Is it the size of a horse or like?
Yes, it is.
It's the size of. Are
Yeah.
you sure it's not a horse?
It's not a horse.
Okay.
But it's huge.
Are you sure?
You positive? You
Could it
bought
be a
the thing?
horse?
Yeah, could be a horse.
Yeah.
They might have duped you.
All right, we're going to call an audible here. The last Ask Junior question goes to a big fan of yours named Ryan Blaney. Ryan,
What?
Ryan, if you had
He's
any
here.
question, giving you the stage here, anything you want to ask
Okay, this is weird.
Dale.
Do I want to ask?
Is there anything you've ever wanted to ask him but you haven't? But now you get the opportunity, man.
This sounds like a Dilner.
No, it's not like, hey, if you're on a deserted island.
This is a definite
Yeah.
Dilner. Right?
No one asked this question.
Yeah.
Donor just wants to
no.
know.
Yeah.
Not really.
That's
I mean,
weird.
I asked Dale questions when,
Not like racing.
when hang out.
When
but-
it's not live on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. No, not really. I mean, I
Yeah.
really wanted to ask.
We've
We've discussed a lot of stuff.
covered it all. Yeah.
Covered it all. All right. Well, that was Ask Junior presented by Nationwide. And
Sorry for ruining your
Great
storyline
last
there.
question, Ryan. I mean, just all-star.
Yeah.
High five.
That's what I'm here for.